Divine Sage. Her name means savior. Divine herb can treat almost absolutely everything. When He created the world, God has thought of everything, and everything is designed with a specific purpose. Every herb, plant, every flower, every part of this world has its meaning, even though we often do not know how to find it. All of the creations are created for man, but the divine sage is one of the healthiest herbs on the planet. Divine sage is a natural gift for the people. Once upon a time, people were aware of the power of herbs. But today they are preoccupied with a lot of unnecessary things and cannot perceive God's grace through the nature that surrounds them. Sage, Salvia officinalis Latin name, comes from the word salvare, which means to save or cure. This herb has been used as the main ingredient in embalming mixtures in tombs of the pharaohs. Greek physician Dioscorides used it to cure bleeding, fever, kidney stones, and irregular menstruation. At the time of Charlemagne Charles the Great, salvia is planted in every garden and has been considered as the most medicinal plant. Divine sage is used to treat almost all diseases and received the status of sacred plants. Sage contains the active ingredients such as essential oil, salviol, pinene, cineole, borneol, camphor, then tannins, bitter substances, proteins, starch, calcium oxalate, salts of phosphoric acid, potassium salt, calcium salts, and some unidentified compounds. Sage has a healing effect since cleanses the blood, stimulates the mucus from the respiratory tract, the secretion of mucus from the stomach, and helps patients to regain appetite. For diabetes it is recommended mixing sage and yarrow. Sage helps anti-inflammatory and is excellent for the treatment of inflammation of the throat and tonsils. The best way of applying sage in these cases is gargling a tea. Sage can affect the treatment of rheumatism, gout and nervous disorders which are associated with these diseases. Sage tea is very important for nursing mothers because the increased input the tea sage will increase the secretion of milk in nursing mothers. Sage tea also can reduce the chances of miscarriage. Sage tea, if you drink often enough, strengthens the entire body, prevents strokes and helps with paralysis. Sage is the only herb in addition to lavender, which helps with night sweats. Some doctors use sage to treat cramps, spinal cord disease, diseases of glands and tremor. They recommend drinking 2 cups of sage tea per day. This tea works great against liver disease, reduces bloating and eliminates intestinal problems such as diarrhea. Crumbled sage leaves can even help with insect bites. Sage tea is especially recommended for inflamed tonsils, neck pain, dental abscesses and inflammation of the throat and mouth in general. You can prepare it if you pour 2 dl of water over 1 to 2 teaspoons of sage and let it sit for 10 minutes. The tea has a strong taste and a little bitter, but you should drink at least twice a day. Please, share this useful article with your family and friends. Links in description.